Hey, what's up you guys, it's Connor, and today I'm going to be talking about Shades of Grey by Jasper Fforde. Shades of Grey is the first book in a series that hasn't been completed yet, and this first book came out, 6 years ago, and no other books have been published yet, although I think a book is being published next year, so we'll finally find out a little bit more about what is going on with this world. Basically, this is a science fiction dystopian novel where people are classified by what color they can see and how many hues within that color that they can see. So people are ranked on a scale, and it goes purple, blue, green, yellow, orange, red, and gray. Purple being the highest, gray being the lowest. And so the jobs that you can do and the things that you can do and who you can marry and all of that is all decided based off what colors you can see and how many different colors you can see within that range. We follow our main character Eddie as he is growing up in this world, and he is about to take this test to see where he's going to rank in this hierarchy, and he thinks that he's going to rank really well, and he really wants to marry this one girl who will further his moving up in society, and he's a part of the red class level, so he's just above gray and below pretty much everyone else. And in this society, you can tell and order people below you to do stuff for you, so it's like really awful to be on the low end of the spectrum, but people can jump up really quickly. So if you're red and you end up having a child with a blue, you can end up with someone that's purple, and your child can then be at the top of the hierarchy. So it's all to do with who you're going to marry and increase your standing and all of that stuff. It's very politically driven. So at the beginning of the book, Eddie and his father are traveling to another town because their medicine person is no longer able to do the job. So Eddie's father is just stepping in temporarily so that they can, keep functioning while they get a replacement. You meet this character named Jane, and Jane is a gray, and she literally gives no shits about anything, and she just tells it how it is, and she is really aggressive and threatening, and so she's kind of under threat of being sent away to get her attitude changed and kind of stuff like that, but no one really wants to do that because once you get sent away, I don't think you ever get sent back to the same place, so you are removed from all of your friends and all your family, and no one wants that. That's not good. So as usual, I'm going to go through some pros and some cons and then give you my rating, and then that'll just be it. Pros. I really like the thing that this book does, and I've read a few books like this where they have really, really heavy foreshadowing, and it really doesn't have anything to do with the actual plot of the story. It's just a random fact that they tell you at the very beginning, and then you're reading and reading, trying to see when that thing is actually going to happen. Brandon Sanderson does that with his Alcatraz books, where he tells you a very important scene, but we haven't gotten there yet because it hasn't happened yet, and it will be happening in the 5th and final book when it's released this year. The same thing happens with this book. I think at the very beginning he's like, I'm being eaten by a plant. And then it takes you the whole book to figure out when he's going to be eaten by a plant. I really like when books do that because it really piques my interest and it really keeps me reading quickly and wanting to know everything that's going to be happening. I also think a really big pro of this book is the character development. I think that I was annoyed with Eddie at the very beginning. At the very beginning of the book, he's very weak and he's very submissive, and it made me very frustrated. Like, I was like, please just stand up for yourself just once. And so I was kind of annoyed at some of the characters at the beginning, but through this story, it follows it for quite a while. So the characters really grow and change and mature, and I really liked seeing that growth, and I really just... it was really good. The character development in this book was phenomenal. I thought the world that Fforde built was really, really cool as well. The whole color system thing was really awesome, and I thought that the way that this world is going back in time, so they were really advanced, and then as time goes on, they are removing more and more technology and are kind of going backwards and are disintegrating, I guess, as a society. Like, television is no longer a thing, even though it used to be a thing, and they're no longer able to produce any spoons. They could produce spoons, but it's illegal. You cannot make any more spoons because they don't want people to have spoons or something like that. So it's like really weird how they have all these rules of things that you're not allowed to do and things that you're not allowed to use. And one of the things that they still have are cars. I think they're Fords or something like that, and they're like the only cars that you're able to use. All others have been taken away and you don't see them, but they have this one type of car that people can use. For what reason? I don't really know. I just thought the overall plot was really interesting as well. I thought it was really well done. I was always really interested in what was going on, and I feel like things were revealed at the perfect time to keep me reading and keep me interested, so that was really good. Now on to some of the cons. I feel like one of the major cons was the romance. So it kind of seems really rushed with the romance, which is weird because it actually happens over a quite substantial amount of time, but it kind of just seems very abrasive. I kind of expected it, but it didn't really seem natural, and it just seemed like you flipped on a switch and now there was like tons of romance and they were in love. I think the other thing that I didn't really like about the novel is that it's the only one that's out in the series so far, and it was published back in 2009, I think 2008, and so nothing has been happening with the series, and the way that the book ends, you want more information, so you want to know what's going to happen after this book because it sets up a lot of good things that could happen in future books, but there is no future book, like it's not here, and I don't know when the next one is going to be out. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, do I recommend it because it's amazing, or do I tell people to hold off on it because they're going to have to wait for the next book? I don't really know. But I did really, really enjoy this novel. I think I gave it a 4.75 or a 0.5. I think I actually rated it at 5 stars on Goodreads because it was that good. It was really, really intriguing and it was awesome. Bottom line, it was awesome. So that is my review on Shades of Grey by Jasper Fforde. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and comment down below if you find this book interesting and might pick it up in the future, or if you have read it, let me know your thoughts on it as well, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.